BodyBags, where horror lies.
Who is this irresistible creature who has an insatiable love for the dead?
Hey guys, welcome to week 3 of BodyBags. Happy Wednesday everybody, this is your fright chick speaking. As you know by now, we are going to be reviewing VHS. Oh my god, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed, people. VHS was made in 2012, so it's only last year, and it's one of those found footage movies, but it's also an anthology movie. Now, I love anthology. I'm a huge Amicus fan. I love found footage as well. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Blair Witch and Poughkeepsie tapes, all that sort of stuff. So this is like right up my alley, and I was a little bit sceptical because when you see the trailer, it does look very low budget, and I was thinking, mate, are they going to be able to pull this off? My god, did they pull it off. It's ridiculous how great this film is. Okay, so it basically has a wraparound story, and then we get, I think it's 5. I wrote it down here, let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 stories, actually. 6 little stories. I think they're going for about 20 minutes each. Basically, the wraparound story is there's a bunch of guys. Now, these guys are all complete arseholes. I was really hoping they would die quite quickly in whatever way, shape or form they were going to die in. And they have to, they just run around exposing girls in the street and filming it to sell for like $50 a pop. And then they also just smash up people's houses, smash up cars. They're just delinquents, and they look about 30, you know, just people that you want bad stuff to happen to. So basically they break into this guy's house because apparently there's a VHS tape that they need to go find, and if they find it, they're going to get a shitload of cash for it. When they break in, they find an old guy dead in the sofa rather, and he's got a bunch of TV monitors in front of him, and they're all blank, and there's a load of like VHS tapes around him and in the basement. And the wraparound story is basically every now and again after each story it cuts back to these guys, and they're still looking for said tape, and whilst they're looking for the tape there are some ghostly happenings going on around them. That they see an old guy. It's very Quarantine-esque, you know, with the creepy old guy. So yeah, story number 1 is Amateur Night, and we follow Shane, Clint, and I can't remember the other guy's name. What is it? Patrick. Now, these guys, each of these stories, it's very home movie-like, and they all have a very different way of kind of capturing it. Some have got handheld camcorders, some guys have got like those little nanny cam type things. In this particular story, Amateur Night, he has a little camera set into his glasses. And the basic plot is that they are going out looking for women to bring back to their motel room to have sex with and tape it. That's literally it. There are amazing twists to the end of each of these tales, which I'm not going to give away, but they end up coming upon a young girl who's very drunk, very up for it. They also come across another girl who is literally the weirdest thing you've ever seen. I mean, she just is like, it's almost like she's been living in the woods for 20 years. She has clearly no idea how to interact with people, but she takes a shine to Clint, the guy with the glasses, and all she says to him is, "I like you." That's creepy in itself. Now, there is a scene quite near the end when the shit hits the fan for these guys, and they bring these girls back, specifically between this girl and Clint, and it takes a lot to scare me. Like, I can be grossed out and I can feel some suspense, but I don't really get scared at horror movies. I just enjoy them. This movie scared the shit out of me, and especially that one scene between Clint and the girl when she is just intently looking at him. "I like you, I like you." I went like that. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I was like a kid again. It was great. I honestly was so scared. And then the very, very ending, of course, the climax, is probably one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. If you've seen this and want to talk about it, feel free to talk about it with me, because I want to talk about this movie, and I'm gutted that I can't really give it away. Yeah, story number 2. I'm going to try and keep it a bit quick. We're already at 4.5 minutes. Story number 2, second honeymoon. We follow Sam and Stephanie. They're going on their second honeymoon. They are documenting everywhere they're driving. They're out in the sticks, and basically they end up in a motel room. A young girl knocks on the door, and she wants them to give them a ride in the morning. and they're like, that's a bit weird, I don't like that. It's very The Strangers. So of course when they turn off the camera when they go to bed, somebody else turns on the camera and films them sleeping and messes with all their stuff. They have no idea this has happened, and this progresses over a couple of nights. Story 3. Okay, we have Tuesday the 17th. This is a pretty simple plot, it's pretty basic. A young girl called Wendy takes a few of her friends out into the woods. She's like, yeah, I go here every year. Come on guys, we're going to go camping, we're going to go swimming. It turns out that there is a supernatural serial killer that's killed several of her friends. This is not a plot twist. And they didn't believe her. The police didn't believe her that he was supernatural. And of course, one by one, he picks off the friends. And the twist is how Wendy then deals with him again. And it's really terrifying when they kind of try to show the supernatural being. Because he can't be seen on camera. He comes out as like tracking error, and it's just, oh, it's kind of Predator-like. You can tell they've drawn from other movies for these stories, but it's really creepy, and especially like, you know, the kills are great. It's not too splatter in this movie. There's a good amount of gore and a good amount of blood, and it's very enjoyable. But yeah, that's a pretty simple plot for number 3. Number 4. We have The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger. And I've just realised that there are only 5 stories. I don't know why I said 6. Yeah, The Sick Thing That Happened to Emily When She Was Younger. This is basically a young girl called Emily and her boyfriend James, who is going to be a doctor, having a Skype chat. And she believes that her apartment is haunted. She hears noises, she sees a few things, and he's like on the other end, kind of not believing her but trying to believe her. And as the story progresses, we see the hauntings get worse, and we also then find out the reason behind them, which is not what we thought it was. Quite a good twist. I didn't see it coming. Not the best story, probably my least favourite. There is a very good scene when the apparition of a young girl literally just comes out of fucking nowhere and runs through her room, and I nearly shit myself. Oh man, it was really enjoyable though, I must admit. Yeah, then we have, this is actually down as 10/31/98 because of course it's backwards for America, so it's basically 31st of October 98. That's the 5th story. And it's basically on Halloween, a bunch of guys, they're going to a party. It's in a very large, very old house. They get to the party, they're filming their exploits, drinking along the way and whatnot. When they get to the house, there's no one there. Basically, the story is them exploring the house, hearing a few noises here and there. There's a few really good scares in this one that really got me. They venture upstairs where they find a young girl seemingly being exorcised. Now, the twist, obviously, is what happens after they interfere with this so-called exorcism, and the scares and the blood and the running around that come after that. And it's just a really good story, actually, because obviously it's Halloween, they think everything's either really fake or they think it's too real. And it's really, really good, I must admit. Each twist is wonderful. I'm so glad I didn't give any of them away, because if I had, I'd be really annoyed with myself. But you really should just check this out. It's a good watch. It's a little long. It's just under 2 hours, but it's totally worth it. There is a sequel, VHS 2. I don't have it. I haven't seen it. I will be getting it like the next time I get paid, and then I'll probably do a review on that. Don't think I really have anything else to say about it. The pros of this movie is that even though it's a little bit long, it doesn't drag ever. Like, I was gutted when it was over because I thought it was too quick and I couldn't believe 2 hours had gone by. Yeah, it doesn't drag. The twists are amazing for a low budget movie. The effects are really good. It doesn't look too hokey or anything like that. The cons of this movie, the wraparound is a little bit confusing because obviously we cut back each time and see a little bit of progression, and because we have these sort of big sections in the middle, you kind of forget that that was even happening. So I'm a bit like, oh god, we're going back to this again. It's done very well though. Like, it really does look like you're watching an old VHS tape. Apart from that, I can't think of any other cons. Just loads of pros. I don't have a favourite line. There really wasn't many standout lines, I must admit, but the dialogue's good because all the actors are just being very real. These are home movies, and they really do make it look like home movies. I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Oh, it did just over 720,000 in the box office, which isn't bad for just some random independent movie. Good on you, VHS. Okay guys, I'll see you next Wednesday for week 4 of BodyBags.